Good morning, class. Today I'm going to go over the warm-up we did yesterday, and maybe having a solved problem that you can watch will help your studies as we prepare for our quiz this week. So the warm-up today was SZA won Best R&B Song at the Grammys. She did not know that the trophy was magical, and she grew 10,050 times in size in order to stomp T-Swizzles down. This is your question that was supposed to be in your notebook. If SZA is 5'4" how tall is she when she stomps on Taylor Swift in kilometers? I'm gonna let you a second to think about what to do. Okay, so the way I taught class, how I approach these problems is I break it down into 1, what do we want? 2, what are we given? And 3, the math that we need to do to get from 2 to 1. Okay? So in this problem, what do we want to find? Correct. We want to know how tall she is in kilometers. SZA in kilometers. Step 2, what are we given? Well, if we look at the problem, we know that she is 5'4" initially, but then she grew 10,000 times. So she is 5'4" and she grew 10,050 times. I'm going to do an X, which means a multiplier, right? And another thing we were given that isn't explicit is that we're given a conversion factor between inches and centimeters. So I'm going to write this as a fraction that 1 inch
is equal to 2.54 centimeters.
So these are the things that we're given. Next step is that we want to learn how to go from 0.2 given to 0.1 answer. Okay, so we're given that SZA is 5 feet
4 inches. So I'll write that in words. 5 feet, 4 inches.
And right now we have 2 units. This is kind of hard. It's easier to reduce that into 1 unit. So what are we going to do to have 1 unit? Well, one way we can do is we can have the answer in feet, or we can have the answer in inches. How do we convert feet to inches? Well, one way to do this is that we know that 5 feet is given. We know that in 1 foot, there are how many inches? There are 12 inches. What do we notice about this relationship? Well, if we were to multiply this as a problem, it's 5 times 12, and that's feet times inches over 1 foot. How can we simplify this fraction? We can cancel out these units, and we're left in inches. So now we can write that SZA is 5 times 10, which is 60 inches over 1. Oh, I was almost wrong. I had canceled out the units. She's 60 inches. But is this really her height? No, it's not her height because we also have 4 inches. So now we have 4 inches. So SZA is actually 64 inches. So what is our step 1? What do we want to find?
Find SZA in kilometers.
So we are given a conversion factor previously that 1 inch is that many centimeters. So what we can do is we can convert inches to the metric system. So 64 inches, and we want our answer in centimeters. The way we do that is that we know that 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. And now we see that inches on the bottom cancel, and we're left with 64 times 2.54 centimeters, which I'm going to put into my calculator. Oh, I don't have a calculator on my iPad. I just remembered that. All right, so that's equal to 162.56 centimeters.
Are we done?
No, because we wanted the answer in kilometers. One good thing is that we can convert to metric units. So in class, we talked about the metric scale, and we can think about it as a staircase. If I have meter or liter or gram, it goes in the standard. And then we add these prefixes. Hi class, Miss Mo's back. I'm to re-record, so this is where I left off. But we found that SZA's original height is this. But is that what happened? No, she grew by a factor of 1050. So what we're gonna do actually is we're gonna multiply this height that we solved for by 1050. This is just a number. This just means times, right? And so when you put that in your calculator, you should get that this is her height, and this is a comma, in centimeters. But is this our answer? No, we want kilometers, right? That's our step one. So in order to solve this problem, we're working in kilometers, meters, where meters is a standard unit. So this wouldn't work for pounds. This wouldn't work for ounces. This wouldn't work for any or for feet, because we're going to be using metric system, which uses meters, liters, grams, and that's pretty much all you really need to know for right now in chemistry. Our answer is starting in centimeters, and we want to get to kilometers. And so in order to do that, we're going to have to do a lot of jumps. So we're going to go from centi to deci to standard to deca to hecta and to kilo. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jumps. So if I want to convert our answer from centimeters, which we have here, to kilometers, what we're going to do is we're going to find our decimal point, which is at the end. We're going to move it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. We get that SZA the giant, that's not how you spell giant, Miss Mo. SZA the giant is 1.70688 kilometers, or 1.70 kilometers. So this is a really good way to use the metric system to convert your problem. Another way you can do this is using your units. So we started off that SZA is this many centimeters tall. Okay, so we started off that SZA is this many centimeters tall. While I might not immediately know how many centimeters are on a kilometer, I do know that 1 centimeter is, while I might not know how many centimeters there are in a kilometer, I do know that there are 100 centimeters in 1 meter. And so I'm going to use unit conversions to calculate this problem. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to make sure that my top units and my bottom units cancel out. So I'm going to put my centimeters in the bottom and my meters in the top. And so the relationship between 1 meter is 100 centimeters, 1 centimeter. So now we have this, which is another way to write this following expressions. 176.88 centimeters times 1 meter is divided by 100 centimeters. Or, so one way we can simplify this fraction is just to move the decimal over 6.8. So we're going to go, this is 10, and then this is 100's place. So the actual answer is 176.8 meters. So then 1706.8 meters divided by the relationship between meters and kilometers. So 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters. So what are we going to do? We're going to put the same unit on the bottom. So meters and the units we want, kilometers on top. So 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. And so we can simplify this fraction and it looks like this.
Meters times 1 kilometer divided by 1,000 meters.
What cancels out? Yes, the meters on the top and bottom. And so we can just write this as 1706.8 divided by 1,000 kilometers. And another way we can do that is 1706.8, and then we move the number of zeros, 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1.7068 kilometers. So that's the same way we can get the same problem. Now, step 4 is always check if units match with step 1. Was, what do we want? Kilometers. Is that what we got? We got that here, and we did another way. we got it here again. Really hope this helps. And thank you, class, for being so great. Have a nice day.